Anybody that knows anything about farm machinery knows that Northern Ireland in particular is one of the world's leading areas of farm machinery manufacturing, with one company in particular standing out across the globe. Good morning and welcome back to the Agrimotive Farm Machinery YouTube channel. So today in the channel, yes, we're talking about Northern Ireland. We're talking about my top 10 farm machinery manufacturers from Northern Ireland. Now, we've done our top 10 in Ireland. That was last weekend and the response from it was fantastic. I know a lot of people were maybe upset that I didn't include some companies from Northern Ireland, but I had always intended to do a separate section on Northern Ireland because it does warrant a video all to itself. I will be doing a part 2 on the Made in Ireland section, but this one alone is for companies in Northern Ireland. So top 10, number 10 for me is a company that not too many people will be very familiar with, Wright Engineering in Magherafelt. So anyone that's into competition ploughing, stuff like that, will know that Wright Engineering manufacture special equipment for competition and match ploughs. So your land wheels and adjustable things for the plough, for setting it up in particular, that you wouldn't have on a standard plough. Wright Engineering have been experts in manufacturing stuff for Cavernan ploughs in particular. They're specialists in Cavernan ploughs for generations now, and their equipment is used all across the world by world champions. So that's in Magherafelt. They also make bale clamps, bale spikes, they do general engineering, then wrought iron gates and stuff like that. So yeah, I wanted to keep it a little bit mixed up. So Wright Engineering, fantastic company. Anyone that's into competition ploughing will know all about them. So second on the list then I have Tyone Engineering, probably one of the youngest companies, set up in 2018. They are in Coal Island in County Tyrone, and they make the bespoke high-end custom built trailers. The engineering that goes into these trailers is fantastic. So you're looking at low loaders, multi-purpose trailers, dump trailers, trailers for forestry and stuff like that, and then bale and flatbed trailers. And they're growing their dealer network across the country and across the UK over the last couple of years. Yes, in 2018, but they've made fantastic strides in the trailer manufacturing area. So after that then we go to Wiley Engineering. So most people will be familiar with Wiley Engineering. They are also in County Tyrone. They're a family-run business set up in the 1970s. So you've got your typical small things, then your grass forks, your toppers, your push-off buck rakes, bag fillers, shear grabs and silage grabs. They operate out of a 30,000 square foot facility, and they have won several awards for their equipment. So yeah, Wiley Engineering, they would have excellent stuff. Number 7 then, most people will be familiar with Kane Trailers. Now I couldn't find out a whole lot of history on Kane Trailers. Their website was down. I do know they have been operating for about 45 years. Very distinctive blue and yellow trailers that I think always look good behind a JCB or a New Holland. They would have a fantastic reputation in building flatbed trailers, half-pipe trailers, tipping trailers, dump trailers and low loaders. So that is Kane Trailers. So number 6 then, so as you can't think of Northern Ireland without thinking of the whole slurry industry and slurry handling. So Slurryquip from Downpatrick is at number 6. They export to 16 different countries, and then including UK and Ireland, of course. So they'd be makers of dribble bars, double macerators, lay flat hoses, tankers, hose reels, pumps, and you'll find them at slurryquip.com. So they were one of the first. They're out a long time, since 1994. So they were pioneers of the the umbilical system, dribble bars and stuff like that. A lot of people followed their designs after that. Another superb company from Northern Ireland. Number 5 then, back to the trailers again. Another huge company, Redrock. I think everybody's familiar with Redrock at this stage. They're on go a long time. So what have you got? You've got your ag trailers, dump trailers, farm sweepers, grass forks and buck rakes, paddle mixers, slurry pumps, slurry tankers, straw blowers and the like. So that's Redrock. Yeah, very, very famous company, all over the globe, of course, exporting huge markets in New Zealand and Australia and further afield. So redrockmachinery.com. I couldn't think of Northern Ireland without thinking of Redrock. Back to the slurry again, then another huge company, Slurry Cat in Craigavon. So again, umbilical systems, slurry tankers, mixing pumps, trailers, and they have their superflow system then that they call it on their slurry equipment. They're moving into the tech sector, I suppose, as well with their slurry application. So their NIR, nutrient management sensors then on the tankers and that, measuring the amount of nutrients and whatever that's in the actual slurry. They're linking up then with GPS through John Deere in particular for their intelligent application rate control. So obviously, so that's variable rate slurry application, map and field, stuff like that, and varying the rate of nutrients that's going out onto each particular area or field. So that's slurrycat.com. Number 3 then, massive company, everyone is familiar with Fleming. Fleming actually have been on the go since 1860. Originally set up in Donegal, I believe. So they moved sometime between now and 1860, I suppose, to their site in just outside Derry, London Derry, to the facility that they have now. Massive facility. So yeah, bale handling, aerators, fertilizer spreaders, mowers, trailers, rollers, slurry tankers, transport boxes, yard scrapers, shear grabs, rotavators, and they have that very distinctive blue colour. So FlemingAgri.com, I'd say everybody has probably had Fleming Implement at some stage in their farming career. Yeah, huge company, of course, all over the globe. So back then to number 2, huge company again, formed in 1976, and that is NC Engineering in Hamilton's Bawn. Yeah, everyone again is very familiar with NC Engineering. Back again to the slurry equipment, worldwide market, of course. Sweepers, dump trailers, low loaders, site dumpers, slurry pumps, tankers, step frame trailers, dollies and drag trailers. That's NC Engineering. I don't actually know what NC stands for, so if anyone can fill me in, what does NC stand for? I couldn't find it out. I didn't see it on their website, and maybe I was blind and I just missed it. But if anyone can tell me what NC Engineering stands for, I very much appreciate it. So that is number 2. So lastly on the list then, it is impossible to talk about Northern Ireland and farming without mentioning one man, one company who was an absolute legend, a pioneer, a mechanic, an inventor, a pilot, without mentioning the great Harry Ferguson, whose birthday actually is today, the 4th of November. Is Harry Ferguson's birthday, and if he was alive, he'd be probably about 150. Now, he hasn't lived obviously that long, but his name obviously has lived on and will live on for another 150 years, because the Ferguson name probably has been in every farm and every field across the world in some form. So Ferguson, yeah, not only was he the inventor of the 3-point linkage, he was actually the first Irishman to build and fly his own aircraft. That is something I didn't know until I went researching him. And as someone who's a keen pilot myself, that makes me love him even more. Now, I'm a huge fan of Ferguson, as you can see. He also was the first man to design and develop a 4-wheel drive Formula 1 car. Yeah, the Ferguson P99, look it up, the first ever Formula 1 4-wheel drive car. Unbelievable man, unbelievable engineer, innovator, developer. So yeah, in the 1930s then he would have partnered with David Brown to form the Brown Ferguson or Ferguson Brown Company, whatever they called themselves, and they had a short spell together. Then in Ford, in 1938, he went into business with Ford. He had a little bit of dealing with them, developed a few machines. I suppose then what set him off was his collaboration with the Standard Motor Company. and the development of the TE20 in the late 1940s. That went on to be the famous grey Fergie, and there was different variations of it, different engines and stuff, and they went on to produce over 500,000, so over 500,000 grey Fergies, and there's still loads of them out there, and they're loved worldwide. So yeah, between 1946 and 1956, over 500,000 grey Fergies were produced. But I suppose, bringing it up to today, in 1953, it was his forming a partnership with the Massey Harris Company, that became the Massey Harris Ferguson Company, later on to be, as we know today, the Massey Ferguson Company that we know and love today, and they're part of the AGCO group. So they've produced millions and millions of tractors across the world. Ferguson, obviously, as the inventor of the 3-point linkage, revolutionised farming and farming practices from the old, draft type ploughs and draft type implements. His design, his engineering brain to develop that 3-point linkage system that balances out the weight on the tractor and puts weight down on the front, and increases traction on the back wheels. You could have a smaller tractor with a larger implement. So yeah, from County Down, Harry Ferguson is my number one. Obviously, he's not. It's not a Northern Irish company now, but you cannot have Harry Ferguson top of your list when you're talking about agricultural related products from Northern Ireland. So that is it. I know there's some companies that aren't there. I haven't forgotten about any companies, but when you have a top 10, you only have 10 places. I could have a shout out for another dozen there, easy enough, producers. So if you want to drop thoughts in the comments as to what you think of the list. Is there anyone that you would like to take off the list, or anyone that you'd like to put on? Maybe there's a company that I don't know about, somebody making something bespoke or something. So yeah, that's it. It's the weekend now. We've had a torrid week with rain and crap and stuff, so get out there, relax, take it easy, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.